The Umbrella Academy recaps Season 2. 5 time travel goes awry, scattering his siblings between 1960 and October 1963 in Dallas. 5 arrives there on November 25, 1963, minutes before a nuclear doomsday which he later surmises is linked to JFK not being assassinated. He finds his siblings battling Soviet soldiers when an elderly Hazel appears, explains to 5 that the nuclear missiles in the sky are the apocalypse, and that the Hargreeves siblings have 10 days to stop it. 3 Swedish assassins, Axel, Otto, and Oscar arrive and kill Hazel, though 5 escapes to November 15th, ending up in the house of a man named Elliott, who agrees to help 5.
I got 10 days to find them and save the world. Now I need your help to do that.
Luther is a bodyguard for Jack Ruby. Diego is a mental asylum inmate and wants to prevent the JFK assassination. Allison, whose voice has healed, has married a civil rights activist named Rey. Klaus, still accompanied by Ben, has started a cult, and Vanya, who has amnesia, is living with a married couple, Sissy and Carl, and is the nanny of their son Harlan. After being chased by the Swedes, Diego escapes the asylum with Lila, a friend and fellow patient. 3 months after being shot by Hazel, the handler returns to the commission and learns that she has been demoted by her boss, a talking fish named AJ. At Elliott's house, 5, Diego, and Lila watch a film that Hazel slipped into 5's pocket just before dying. Diego and 5 see Reginald in the film holding an umbrella on Dealey Plaza, presumably during Kennedy's assassination. Rey is arrested. He and Klaus bond in jail, and Klaus gets released shortly after. When Allison visits Rey in jail, she notices someone with the same hand tattoos as Klaus. Diego and 5 sneak into Reginald's company, and 5 comes across a young pogo. Diego and Reginald fight, and Reginald stabs Diego before walking away. Back at Elliott's house, Lila is able to save Diego. Vanya goes out for the night and is intercepted by the Swedes. They chase her in a cornfield, shooting at her, but she uses her powers to stop them. 5 finds her and explains the situation. Alison reunites with Klaus, who sends Ben to spook the police into releasing Rey. At his home, Rey finds Luther looking for Allison, for whom he still has feelings. Luther leaves after finding out that she is married. Allison participates in a sit-in in a whites-only diner, organized by Rey and other African Americans. Klaus finds a younger Dave working at a paint store and tells Ben that he wants to prevent Dave from enlisting in the military, which he did after the Kennedy assassination. Rey goes to the diner but is arrested with the rest of the protesters. Before fleeing the scene with Klaus, Allison uses her powers to make a police officer stop beating Rey, who then runs away from her, confused about who she truly is. Lila leaves Diego and arrives at a hotel, where it is revealed that she works for the commission alongside the handler, her adoptive mother. Before returning to Diego, Lila is instructed by the handler to protect 5 at all costs. Vanya learns that she caused the original apocalypse and returns to the Cooper family. Allison is unable to explain to Rey what happened without revealing her power. She leaves and finds Luther, who tells her about the upcoming apocalypse. Diego, Lila, and 5 visit a gala that Reginald is attending. Diego encounters a human Grace, who is romantically involved with Reginald. The trio is attacked by the Swedes and fight them off, but Reginald leaves during the chaos of the fight. Lila chooses to protect 5 and leaves Diego to fight 2 of the Swedes. Harlan hears Vanya's plan to leave and runs away. She goes after him, finds his toy in a lake, and uses her powers to rescue him, realizing that Harlan could die if she left. Vanya decides to stay. Vanya begins an intimate relationship with Sissy. Having been kicked out of the group by 5, Lila goes back with the handler to lure 5 into meeting with them at an abandoned warehouse. The Swedes are lured by finding one of Diego's knives in a tree, but it is a trap and Oscar is blown up. Vanya leaves the Cooper family after learning that Sissy is still sleeping with Carl. And Allison tells Rey everything. At the warehouse, the handler tells 5 that she will send his family safely back to 2019 if he kills the commission's board at their quarterly meeting. The 6 siblings receive invitations to dine with Reginald, where they try to explain their current situation. Diego tells Grace that Reginald plans to kill JFK, and Carl spies on Sissy and Vanya as they make love in a car. Having been told by the handler that Diego killed their brother, the 2 remaining Swedes visit Elliott, kill him, and leave the message Ogre for Ogre written with his blood. 5 agrees to the Handler'S Deal. Having killed the commission's board, 5 is given 90 minutes to regroup with the rest of the academy to go back to a normal timeline in 2019. The handler assumes control over the commission. As Rey and Allison prepare to leave, they are attacked by the 2 remaining Swedes. Allison uses her powers to make Axel kill Otto, Sissy, Harlan, and Vanya are stopped by multiple police officers. Sissy admits that she left a note for Carl before leaving. Vanya uses her powers to fight them but is knocked unconscious. Because she can speak Russian, Vanya is suspected of being a KGB spy and is interrogated by FBI Special Agent Willie Gibbs. Vanya is drugged and tortured with electrical shocks and begins to remember her past. Grace finds evidence that Reginald plans to harm JFK and breaks up with him. Lila kidnaps Diego to force him to work at the commission and remain her boyfriend. Five meets with an older version of himself to try to get Old Five's time-traveling briefcase to return to a new timeline. Old Five tells Luther his plan to prevent Vanya from causing the original apocalypse, a plan which would result in the death of young Five. Herb, a commission analyst, helps Diego to see what will occur on November 22, 1963. Vanya destroys an FBI building and JFK is not assassinated, which leads to World War III when the Soviets are believed to be the cause. With the help of Herb, Diego escapes and he, Klaus, and Allison return to Dallas to prevent Vanya from blowing up the building. However, the combination of the torture and return of her memories causes Vanya's power to start building towards the explosion. With the others unable to reach Vanya, Ben enters her mind where the traumatized Vanya has retreated into herself. Ben's understanding of her situation and her siblings' attempt to save her calms Vanya and averts the explosion and the apocalypse. The effort proves to be too much for Ben's ghostly form, and he departs for the afterlife. Somehow connected to Vanya, Harlan experiences her distress. Sissy holds Carl at gunpoint. They struggle over the gun and it goes off. Harlan deflects the bullet that is headed towards him and it kills Carl. Following up on a clue from AJ, Herb uncovers Kill Order 743, which involved Old Five killing Lila as parents. He presents it to Lila, who confronts her mother about it. To avoid getting caught, the handler manipulates Lila into believing Diego was involved and gets her to agree to a plan to kill the Academy. Young Five learns of Old Five's plan to kill him, and with Luther's help, he sends Old Five to the original timeline, but accidentally destroys the briefcase in the process. Because the FBI building wasn't destroyed, JFK continues his parade and is assassinated despite Diego's attempts to stop it. Furious at the assassination, Reginald visits Majestic 12, reveals himself to be an interdimensional being, and kills them. At the commission, the handler tells her employees to prepare for war as a screen reveals Harlan losing control of his new powers. The Academy learns that they are wanted as terrorists for supposedly aiding in Kennedy's assassination. Sensing that Harlan is in trouble, Vanya and the others go to Sissy's farm. The handler arrives with an army of commission agents, and Vanya kills them all. Lila reveals that she can mirror the powers of the Academy, and they realize that she is another one of the 43 children who were born on the same day. The handler had Five murder her parents in order to get Lila for herself. The siblings reveal the truth to Lila before the handler kills everyone and is in turn shot by Axel. The last Swede, mortally wounded, Five reverses time by a few minutes and stops the handler. Axel kills the handler anyway, but agrees to end his hunt for the Academy while Lila escapes. Vanya takes her powers back from Harlan, but later she and Sissy mutually end their relationship due to Vanya's dangerous life. Herb, now leading the commission, allows the Academy to use a briefcase to return to 2019. Rey receives a goodbye letter from Allison. Axel seeks a fresh start with Klaus's cult. Dave goes off to war, and Sissy begins a new life with Harlan, who retains telekinetic abilities. In an altered 2019, the Academy discovers that a still-alive Reginald formed the Sparrow Academy instead of the Umbrella Academy, consisting of 5 different children, a floating green cube, and a still-alive Ben. Thanks for watching this recap. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe and comment.